Welcome to Retro Sparkle Designs. Today we will be going over the Lovelyn skirted romper. We will need 2 front pieces, 1 main, 1 liner, 2 back pieces, 1 main, 1 liner. Make sure you are marking where your straps need to go. 2 short pieces, 2 waistband pieces, 2 crossback straps, 2 upper straps, 3 ruffle pieces, and 2 skirt pieces. To start, we will begin with our front bodice. We will take our main and our liner pieces and place them right sides together. Pin along the armor side on each side and sew. Then take your crossback straps and fold in half, right sides together, pin along the long edge and sew. Repeat for each strap. Then you will take your upper straps and fold in half, right sides together, pin the long edge and sew. Here is our finished bodice. So we're going to go ahead and set that aside for now. And now we're going to turn our straps right sides out. I like to use just a paintbrush or whatever skinny item I have on hand. And I'll kind of fold over the edge of the strap and kind of make a little spot for my paintbrush to push it through. And then I just push it through and flip it right sides out. You go ahead and do this for all 4 of your straps. Now we are going to add the straps to our back bodice. We are going to start with our small crossback straps. We will need to align these on the notches. You will need to compare the slant on the strap compared to the shape of the back bodice and kind of ensure that they're crossing over correctly and they're pointing in the correct direction. So the top strap needs to face downwards and then the bottom strap needs to face up. So go ahead and pin those in place. Then we are going to take the upper strap and align that as well. Make sure when you're pinning that in place, you have about 1/4 inch of space towards that top raw edge, as that will need to be sewn together. And we don't want our strap getting caught in that seam allowance. It does kind of cross over that top cross strap, which is fine. Then take your back liner and place it right sides together with your back main bodice and pin that in place and make sure your straps are all lining up on your marks. And then we are only going to sew about half of our back bodice there, just so we can leave that other side open so we can add the straps over onto that side. So go ahead and sew that half of the back bodice. Now we have the one side of the back bodice sewn. We're going to flip the back bodice right sides out. Now we need to line up our straps for the other side. So what I like to do is I'll take my top strap, cross it over down and line it up with that bottom notch. And then I'm going to take the strap and align it to the right side of the liner. And then I'm going to take my main piece and I'm going to kind of flip it over so the right side of that main piece is also touching the strap, and then I'll pin that. And if you look, you can see that your seam from your first half that you've sewn together will continue along where you have pinned. So again, we'll take our bottom strap now and we're going to align it to the right side of the liner bodice. And then we're going to take our main and flip it so that the right side is facing the strap as well. And then pin that in place. Again, just follow your seam line and you should see that all our right sides are together and our strap is pinned between both right sides of our main and our liner. And that seam line should continue through. Here is a closer view of the straps being placed in. Now that the crossback straps are pinned in place, we need to add our upper strap. So again, go ahead and take that and we're going to pin it between the liner and the main piece. And you want to ensure that you have about 1/4 inch of space from the top raw edge to the top of your strap. This is just to ensure that your strap is not being sewn into that seam allowance when we finish that top part. Now go ahead and finish sewing the rest of the back bodice here, making sure you're getting all your straps sewn. Here is our completed back bodice. Go ahead and flip it right sides out, and you can see that the upper straps are sewn in there nicely as well. Now we are going to finish the top raw edge. So take your main and your liners and flip them so they are right sides together. So you're kind of folding it back over in half, kind of over those straps again. And then pin that top edge, and then you can sew both of those. Here is that completed top edge sewn. So go ahead again, flip your bodice right side out. And we can see that we now have that raw top edge enclosed. We will now be connecting our front bodice and our back bodice together. So go ahead and lay your back bodice right sides up, and then take your front bodice that's still inside out and place that also right sides up. And then we are going to cross those straps, and we are going to align those straps with the raw edge of the neckline, and then just align it to that armistice seam. So you want that strap as close over to the armistice as possible, and then go ahead and pin that in place, and repeat that for the other strap. And then make sure your straps are crossed and you have your right side up. Go ahead and sew your neckline now. Here we have our completed straps sewn to our front bodice. Go ahead and flip your front bodice right sides out and pull those straps out so they are sitting nicely. We will now be finishing our side seams here. So go ahead, take your front bodice and your back bodice. You want to lay them still right sides up, and you can open up that front bodice and lay it right sides together with the back bodice. So you're going to have your main to your main right sides together and pin, and you'll have your liner to your liner right sides together and pin, and then go ahead and sew those side seams. Now go ahead, take your bodice, and you're going to flip it right sides out, and you can see that our side seams are all enclosed now. I always like to double check just that my straps stayed crossed, nothing got weird when I sewed those side seams. And now I'm going to quarter the bottom half of my bodice. Now we're going to prepare the waistband. Go ahead, take the waistband pieces and place them right sides together. Pin and sew that short edge. And then go ahead and quarter the waistband. I like to do this on the top raw edge and the bottom raw edge at the same time. Now we're going to take the waistband and attach it to the bodice. So take your waistband that's right sides up, and we're going to flip it over the bodice so the right sides are facing each other. Go ahead and align those quarter points and pin them together. Again, right sides together. If you have a directional print, ensure that your directional print is facing the correct way so it's not upside down, and then go ahead and sew around that. Here we have our waistband attached to our bodice. Go ahead and flip that down. We're going to set our bodice aside for now. Now we are going to prepare our shorts. So take your shorts and place them right sides together. Pin both of the crotch curves for the front and the back, and then sew. We will also prepare the skirt at this time. So take your skirt pieces and place them right sides together, and then pin and sew that top flat edge. Now we're going to finish our shorts. So we have our crotch seams already sewn. So we are going to take those crotch seams and we're going to align them so they are on top of each other, and this will help align our inseam. So finish lining up that inseam and go ahead and pin and sew that. Here is our skirt that's now sewn together. I'm going to go ahead and quarter the waistband of this right now and then set it aside. Here are the shorts as well. Go ahead and quarter the waist of these and then flip right sides out. We're now going to layer the skirt and the shorts together. So take your shorts and we're going to place them inside of the skirt and align the raw edges of the waist. Align those quarter points as well and pin those in place. Then we are going to take our bodice and place it over the top of our skirt. It was easier for me to flip my bodice wrong side out, so the liner side out, and then pull it over the top of the skirt. And then I'm going to align those quarter points from the waistband on the bodice to the waist of the shorts and skirt combo. So go ahead and align those. And again, we have our skirt and our bodice are right sides together. We can also prepare our ruffle at this time. So take each piece of your ruffle and lay them right sides up. And then we're going to align the raw edges right sides together and pin. And then I'm going to take the raw edge of each of my ruffle pieces and place right sides together and pin. I like to do this all in one go. Just make sure you are not twisting your ruffle as you're going along here. And then we will sew each of those short edges together. So then this way, all three of our ruffle pieces will be placed together and in a solid circle. Again, double check that you don't have any twists in the ruffle. If it's easier, you can do each seam one at a time. Here is our skirt and bodice combo. Go ahead and flip that right sides out and then quarter the bottom of the skirt. And here is our ruffle that is all sewn together. So we're going to go ahead and hem our ruffle first. So fold one of the edges over 1/2 of an inch, wrong sides together, and then go ahead and top stitch that to hem it. And then the other edge we are going to gather. We will need to gather this to the width of the skirt. Here is the ruffle that is hemmed and gathered. I'm going to go ahead and quarter that gathered edge so it aligns with my skirt. Once you have the ruffle quartered, go ahead and take the ruffle, place it right sides together with the skirt, lining that gathered edge up with the skirt raw edge. Line those quarter points up and go ahead and pin. I also like to, after I get my quarter points pinned, I like to fold it in half again to kind of find that 1/8 mark. And I'll go ahead and align those on the skirt and the ruffle and pin those in place as well. Continue doing that around the width of the skirt, and then you can go ahead and sew your ruffle to your skirt. Here is the ruffle attached to the skirt, and then we will just need to hem our shorts. So take that raw edge of your shorts, fold it under 1/2 inch, and then top stitch to finish. And here is our completed skirted romper.